much better than it did. It sounded like a horse's ass about 2 minutes ago. Hopefully, if you weren't in now you are. Or you weren't in before, now you are. Okay. Yeah, that micro. I appreciate everyone who said it sounded fine. I appreciate you trying to make me feel better in a time of need, but that sounded like an underwater horse's ass. So I hopefully fixed it. Okay. I'm gonna tweet this out right now. Yeah, I played the file back and it was just like, oh my god, that's unlistenable. Okay, so I'm tweeting this out. What's a good thing to tweet out? Okay. Futureprobe is live. I'm going to use a picture of the Tenga robot. I think that'll be good. Futureprobe is live doing Q&A with Rocco. Wow. It auto-corrected with Rocco. It auto-corrected it to with a Rocco. What the hell is that all about? With a... Oh, we're here with a Rocco. With Rocco while opening sick figs. Okay. All right, the tweet's out. All right, great. Yeah, autocorrect totally screws my tweets up constantly. It's funny because autocorrect will be a challenge most of the time, but I feel like it gets more involved in my tweets. Like, I really don't catch a lot of typos when I text people, occasionally, but when I tweet, almost every tweet is misspelled. Something goes wrong every time, and then seriously, half the tweets that I do, I delete and have to post again because there's some typo that is inexplicable. I don't really know what it is. There's got to be something built into Twitter or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to start it. Welcome one and all to a brand new Futureprobe episode. We are going to stop. Don't. We are going to open some figures and that's not really the important part. The most important part is we're just going to chill out. I'm going to do Q&A. If anybody wants to ask a question in the chat, or I don't actually know if I have Discord on here, if we could do Discord calls or anything like that. Probably not. I'll probably just do the chat. If you have any questions in the chat, feel free to do it, something to talk about. But I just wanted to chill. I'm in the middle of working on something right now. So we're just going to, chill out. Whenever there's like a chill stream, you see people doing a chill stream or any, given streamer, maybe Ninja's doing one, maybe Pokimane is doing one. I don't know what you guys watch. But do they play chill music? Is that, to me, it's always more chill with no music. But I feel like I see a lot of streams where it's like lo-fi hip-hop shit. You know what I mean? So what do you think? Is that better? Yeah, I like no music too. I just like chilling. Depends on what it is. If I was just drawing or something, if it was just like art, I'd put on music. But if we're talking, why do you want to put on music? What do you need to know? I keep hearing it's like hell itself is unleashed outside. I keep hearing sirens and anyway. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want to talk about or any questions you might have, I'm gonna be thumbing through the chat and seeing what's going on. Have you thought about what X-Men figures you're gonna get with your Sentinel? Yeah, so I did bite the bullet. I don't know what is wrong with me, but I bit the bullet on Hasbro did they did a thing they called HasLabs, where if they get a certain amount of people, they'll make a certain toy, and it's usually obscure and or expensive. And I've never done it, but they finally got me on the X-Men Sentinel. You guys know I don't really collect Marvel shit. I always preface with that. I got Thanos here, Thanos there. I like Thanos, but I don't really collect a lot of other stuff. But that X-Men Sentinel was like, oh my god, it's Titanic. So I did it, and I want to get the just old school traditional yellow Wolverine. If anybody knows where to get that, I just want that. I want just the yellow Wolverine. I don't want the brown one. I want the one with you know, out of the like the 90s cartoon. You know what I mean? That's the one I want. Have I thought? Oh no, that was what I was already asked. Do you like the quality of delivery of modern delivery apps? Are you talking about? Are you talking about like Postmates kind of delivery stuff? Or are you talking about Amazon Prime Now, or because I've only really used Uber Eats, I think, and it's a delightful crapshoot every time. And I don't know, it doesn't piss me off, because I feel like when I'm using an app like that, I know it's gonna be a roll of the dice. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's going to be dodgy, you know, and so I kind of enjoy that. Like, hey, you know, if it shows up, cool, and if it doesn't, whatever. I know one way or another I'm going to get it. I don't necessarily need it right now. If I did, I wouldn't trust that. But I think they're all right. We're still kind of learning what makes that work. You know what I mean? What was it? What's your favorite internet service provider? I'm not nearly boring enough to have. Actually, maybe I am, but it's all I can't really think of any that I like. Sorry, let me click something there. Okay. Would you ever do a Mega 64 Movie Club 64-hour special? That's a good idea, actually. I think that would be cool. Would anybody want that? I like putting obscure logos for stuff on stuff. I'm a fan of that, but sometimes people aren't really into it. I was really stoked when we did like a Kudaragi's Way shirt. I thought, like, how obscure to have that logo on a shirt, but it didn't seem like that many people were into it. But then again, we did the Mega 64 teen shirt, and that did really well. People really liked that. Rise of the Resistance has been running more smoothly at Walt Disney World. Really? I've been hearing it's breaking every day. Just like it was here. But I don't know. I'm not really following it super closely. I'm telling you, I've heard rumors that Disneyland in California is opening September 28th. It's going to start showing up on news sites. Mark my word. Mark my word. Mustache Doctor, thank you for subbing with Twitch Prime. Am I going to see Tenet? I was just talking with some peeps about that. I don't want to see that late. I don't want to, like, not go. I'm not going to a theater. They're not open. And nor would I think right now. I just don't feel it. It just seems weird. But I don't want to wait forever and have everyone try to talk to me about it. I don't want to hear about Tenet. I just want to see it. I'm going in cold. I don't really know much about it. So I was looking around, but it's like, what are my options? Not really many. However, one of very few old ass drive-ins is not far from us, and I was looking into it, and I think they're going to show it. I didn't know if they were going to do that at drive-ins, but it sounds like they're going to. But anyway, yeah, I don't even want to hear about it. I don't even want people's reactions to it. I'm just going to check it out hopefully soon. If the drive-in really is going to do it, then I'd rather do that. Get someone with a pickup truck and an inflatable mattress. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, was how to do it. I haven't been to a drive-in since I was a kid. People are saying the sound in Tenet isn't mixed great. Wouldn't car radio make it worse? I don't know. Everyone told me that about... I've heard that about Christopher Nolan's other movies, and I never had any issue. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, drive-in is not the same, but I'd rather see that and not hear about it. And not, like I'd rather just see it. And I think it does kind of suck that, I don't know, it's I totally get, like, no, I want this to be seen in theaters. Thank you, Fake Junk, for subscribing. I totally get the presentation. Like, no, I want to preserve the presentation and keep it for theaters, and I'm not doing digital. I dig that, but at the same time, you got to commit to it. I just feel like now by not making it digital and it's only in a few theaters, okay, cool, everyone's gonna just pirate it. Like, either delay it a year, like do what Fast and Furious did, push it a year. Who cares? I don't know. But supposedly a drive-in nearby is doing is going to do Tenet and Bill and Ted back to back. So I think that would be cool. I think I want to do that. Are you getting Beetlejuice in 4K? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm going to open some figures and stuff like I said I would. I feel like I wonder if it would be fun to involve, let me see. Stop! I'm telling you. Stop. If I wonder if I put this on Instagram, if that would be fun. I'm going to put this on Instagram. I'm going to stream live from Instagram too, and then maybe we can go back and forth to see who has like better questions. You know what I mean? Pitch you guys against each other. Okay. Are you a fan of Hideaki Anno's other work? No, you know what? Instagram's been messed up too. All the streaming stuff has been breaking lately. With this Windows update that happened, a lot of streamers got knocked out, but also streaming on Instagram, everyone I know who has an iPhone 11, which I do, they're stretched out and like no one's fixed it. So yeah, I'm not even gonna, let's leave them out of this. Are you a fan of Hideaki Anno's other work? I have not seen Gunbuster or Nadia or whatever. I have seen his other live action stuff. I've seen Love and Pop, which I really liked that. It's been a long time. I would probably find it creepier now. I can't remember. It's been like 20 years. But I liked that at the time. The Cutie Honey movie was great. At least back then. Again, it's been a long time. And then Shin Godzilla. Oh my god. Loved it. Okay, what else were you saying? Watch Karikano. I did watch Karikano, and then I got like halfway through the show, and I was bored as hell. The premiere and all that stuff was unbelievable, but I lost interest. And then I found out he left. Didn't he leave like 10 episodes into the show? I was like, oh, this is adding up now. Has anyone tried the new Wendy's breakfast stuff? Yes, I was up early the other day, and I kept hearing that they had a honey butter chicken biscuit just like Whataburger. That's the only thing I missed from Whataburger. And I went and got it. It was pretty much the same thing. So don't need to go back to Whataburger anytime soon. No, but it was good there. There was other stuff I liked at Whataburger. I didn't like the burger, but the fries and the spicy ketchup was good. And what else did they have? I want to say I had a taquito. I had a cinnamon roll thing or something. That was good. That was all good. How do you feel when artists you like does something really bad? Do you stop consuming their art or separate art from the artist? I'm not going to say this is not. I'm not gonna say that this is the right way to go about things. But for some reason, my brain does separate them. Not always. I think it depends on the egregiousness of it. But this is how I feel about it. This is how I feel about it. Because, like, honestly, like, there's been some people in comedy who we met and were total assholes. Like, fuck this guy. And I still watch their comedy now and I can enjoy it. I don't ever want to hang out with that guy, but I can watch their comedy. You know what I mean? And enjoy that product. Because it's a product. I'm enjoying the product. I'm not enjoying the guy. But you know, when it comes to something like R. Kelly, where it's way beyond just the dude was a jerk to me. You know what I mean? Something like that. Or Woody Allen, whatever. I always kind of feel like that shit came out and already made what it is has already been decided. That product. You know what I mean? This R. Kelly song, that Michael Jackson song, those songs already existed and I accepted them for what they were. It's already been done. When I hear Liberian Girl by Michael Jackson, I think of how hard we laughed at the music video when me and my cousin saw it. Or Brian and I were watching it and we thought this is one of the worst music videos ever. I love that song because it reminds me of how hard we laughed at that music video. Or when Beat It comes on, it reminds me of a school dance that I went to. Those memories are already formed. Now, if Michael Jackson was still around, I don't really want to support any new shit by that guy, to be honest. You know, do we need another album by R. Kelly? Fuck off. Do we need another Woody Allen movie? Personally, fuck off. But the old stuff, I just feel like I've already got that. You know, I'm not that's already like done. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. I'm not saying that's the right way to go about it. But in my mind, like, Beat It by Michael Jackson, that's like mine now. That's not his. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I take it. And, you know, all the stuff with the Ren and Stimpy thing breaks my heart. I mean, somebody just asked a minute ago. Somebody asked about the documentary. I did watch that. Ren and Stimpy was, like, such an incredible influence on me. That, like, changed, that, like, altered my brain when I saw it as a kid because nothing else was timed that way or executed that way. And the stuff about the creator of that show was, like, heartbreaking. I always thought something was going to come out about that guy because I always got, like, creepy vibes, but it was beyond creepy. And that hurt the most out of all the things that came to light in the last few years. That really hurt me. But I can still enjoy those old Ren and Stimpy cartoons because that's a product that he did. It's done. I was already exposed to it. It already came out, and a whole team worked on it. It wasn't just him. But I can enjoy those because what's done is done. With those things in terms of, like, I've already been exposed to them. That my ideas were already formed. But I don't need to support any new shit from that guy. Adios. You know, I just, you know, I don't know. Can you be an asshole on set? Some directors are strict. I think that the only time that I am, I don't know. I could never be, like, mean to other people on a set, or, like, you know, if we hired actors or we hired this or that or whatever. I can't. I mean, you're like working hard to make my thing come true. I couldn't imagine being mean to that person. The only time that I think I'm an asshole on the set is when I'm with the other guys here who I've known, and, like, you know, it's not like we've been around each other for, you know, 20 years. You know, so it's not like I'm sugarcoating anything. And I will say, and I try to be very nice to everybody here still, but sometimes I'll be in the zone on something and I won't realize how it is. You know what I mean? Like, we'll be filming a Dragon Ball Z video and I know how the effect needs to look because I've seen this episode so many times. I know what this attack looks like, and they're not doing it right, and they're not doing it right, and I'll just be like, no, bigger, no, wilder, yeah, hold it there, hold it like you're, no, yo, you're pained doing it, you're not enjoying it, like in my head, I'm just painting the picture of that scene. Well, they can't see that scene, and so they might be thinking like, yo, I'm trying my best. You keep telling me all this. Hold on. I can't see what you're seeing. You know what I mean? I can like be in the zone and not realize that I'm just like yelling shit at somebody. That's the only time I think I would be an asshole on set. And I don't mean to, but sometimes I get there and it's like, okay, Rocco, chill. I I'm guilty of that. Do you let your actors sit down? No. Okay, I was gonna open stuff. I kept saying that. What would be good to open? I got this. This is like one of my favorite things that came out this year was the Ninja Turtles tour set. This was going to be a Comic-Con exclusive. I think I'm going to open that up. No, I haven't opened my DBZ figure stands yet. I don't know if I got the full set or if they're blind boxed. I did get the turtle set. By the way, I just put up a new figure update on my channel. I forgot to include this, so I did a separate video where it's just this. So I'm gonna open it now. Do I know anyone that went to the turtle live shows? I went to them. I talk about it in the video. You should watch the video. It's going up probably tomorrow. I talk about the experience. It was something else. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna open these guys. Anything stand out to you from Gamescom today? Not really. What about you guys? I watched Jeff Keighley. Whoops. I watched Jeff Keighley's thing. And I think he did a good job putting that together, but I think that was literally a list of anything anything and everything I would not ever want to play. Maybe I'm wrong. Whoops, what is that? Yeah, I didn't find anything really I don't understand what's going on here. What am I looking at? I just don't... Okay, so I got Raphael out. He's messaging me. What the hell? The thing that really... You gotta... During the presentation, and again, Jeff Keighley loves to make these hype moments. And I think he does a great job. He does more than you guys know. Like, we've known him for a long time, and he's incredible at what he does. But, when they started showing Doc Brown, there were so many people that were like, oh my god, a new Back to the Future thing. And then it was like, oh, I want to show you a Surgeon Simulator or whatever. It was like, I don't know. It was, you got to be careful of what you're setting people up for. But, But that's okay. I think he did a good job with the presentation, but I think those games or the games that they showed are not my thing. Who is messaging me? Good Lord. I don't understand what's on his head. I'm not getting this. Like, there's like a wire coming off his head. What am I supposed to do with that? Do the other ones have that? It's a stage mic. Yeah, but it's like a wire that comes off. I don't get it. I don't understand this. Is Apple still telling you about the new episode of Westworld? Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I was getting a notification every Sunday. There's a new Westworld! Anyway, what's up? What was... If you guys have any more questions, let me know. Oh! I had to pop that sucker out. And this one's Leonardo. Oh, is it supposed to be like a microphone wire? Oh. Down the hatch, Mary Poppins. Interesting. Okay, yeah. That totally works. I love that they did these little... Oh my god. I love that they did... I did not know this. Custom jackets on all of them. Can you see that? How it says... no, you can't really, but it says Leonardo right there. That's great. Do I boil my NECA figures or pose them out of the box? I pose them out of the box. I don't have time. I don't have time to boil my figures. Wow, these figures are awesome. The jackets are all different. I love that. He's got like, well, shit, on this camera, it almost looks like he has Confederate flags. He doesn't, but once I showed it on here, I was like, what? And this is like moons, but it's like X's. Yeah, I just saw a thread the other day where someone was like, yeah, I boiled my NECA figures. And, yeah, it loosens up the joints, but I'm like, no, I'm good. The joints are loose enough for me. It just seems so funny. I'm boiling figures, bro. Okay, let's get Donatello out. Have I watched the Clone Wars at all? No, I have not. Okay. There's Donatello. I love that they hinged the jaws. At least I think so. Yeah. Oh, man, that's great. Oh, look at that nightmare fuel. I boil my mason jars before I put jam in them so they don't get moldy later during refrigerated storage. Really? And Donatello has all yin-yangs. I wonder why they couldn't have the actual tour, the coming out of our shells info on them. Like they've got, this is like an alternate poster, and they call it the musical mutagen tour. But why couldn't they get coming out of our shells? I don't get that. What's the process of figure hunting? Do you have any specific websites or stores you hit up? I never go to stores. I just don't. Even when I was, and this isn't me being a cranky old guy. When I was a kid, I hated going from store to store to store and they didn't have anything. Like, I would feel so, like, time has always been extremely valuable to me. And I hated going to a bunch of places and, oh, they didn't have it. And it's like that. There's no, to me, people were always like, oh, yo, what about the thrill of the hunt? I never got thrill of the hunt. Just give me the damn toy. It's a toy. Just give it to me. You know what I mean? I never liked looking for it. I just, like, let me know where to order it online. So, I just kind of search Twitter. I have friends. And yeah, I follow the makers on social media. And whenever they go up, I pounce on them. Do I ever buy secondhand? Not really. Every now and then. Every year there's like big Comic-Con exclusives. I've been finding, here's a little secret. I've been finding that if you want those Comic-Con exclusives and you're patient, or you can't go to Comic-Con, I should say, wait a year and get them on eBay a year later. I'm telling you, so many of those do not retain their value. Maybe it's just the things I'm looking for. But there's such a culture of, I gotta buy these to flip them on eBay, that everyone does it. So that it floods the market. So for a couple impatient weeks, you might get more money. But I'm telling you, if you go look up stuff on eBay a year later, a lot of them you'll get for cost. And there's Michelangelo, who has stars, lots of stars. Am I getting a PS5 at launch? Absolutely. Well, I'm hoping I'm hoping I'm getting one for free, because in case you don't know or you didn't see, we all took a guess at what the PS5 was going to cost, and the winner in our group is getting a PS5 courtesy of Mega 64 Inc. So if I got the price right, you think Johnny's going to win? I think it's either going to be me or Johnny. Listen, what the price so Johnny guessed $4.99. No, I'm sorry. No, yeah, I think I got it right. $4.99 for the disc version and $3.99 for the all digital version. That's his guess. Mine was $5.49 for the standard version, and what did I put? $4.99 for the digital. Is that what I did? Which one? Okay, so Johnny did $3.99, $4.99 for digital and regular. He did $3.99, $4.99, and then mine was $4.99, $5.49. Right? Isn't that what I did? Well, anyway, I think the reason I went with my price guess, I'll tell you why. Okay. The reason I went with mine, I think Johnny might be onto something. That they have, a $500 version, but, to say that they have a $3.99 version, they do the digital. That's why they do it. To say they have a cheaper one. But I think the whole reason they have a digital version is because that regular one is going to be so expensive, more than what the market might expect, that they want to have at least a version that most people could pick up. You know what I mean? So there must be a big difference there, is how I'm seeing it. So Johnny might be onto it, but I think $5.49. I don't think they're going to do $600. I think they'd be making a mistake. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think $5.49 is going to be the most they could do, and then $4.99 for the digital. That's what I'm sticking with. But Johnny could be right. There could be $100 difference in between. Yeah, I don't know. Garrett his guess. What was it? Didn't he literally say 675? Like why? Yeah, it's never. Oh man. Or it was like 625 or something like why would they say that? Why would they say that? Garrett said 700 and 625. I'm sorry, Garrett. No. But we'll see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Okay, I'm taking their musical instruments out now. If Xbox is cheaper, will it still not sell as much as PS5? Yeah, see, everyone's waiting like, who's going to reveal the price first? I feel like it kind of doesn't matter. I feel like everyone's set on a PlayStation is already getting a PlayStation. You know what I mean? If Xbox came out right now like, yo, we're cheaper than PS5, are you guys not going to get a PS5? You know what I mean? I feel like you're already doing it. You're already, like, no, I'm already in, you know? I don't know. If you think the Xbox stuff looks good, you might get one. But I don't think anything's changing your perception of the PS5. I don't know. Rocco, ever buy knockoff figures? Used to buy them in Chinatown. Nah, yeah, no. I for Christmas one year, I got a lot of knockoff DBZ figures, and I remember being really bummed out about that because I could tell. Okay, I gotta change their hands because I gotta make them hold the instruments. Wait, what? There's a saxophone here? Who had a saxophone in the group? Well, now I gotta look this up. There's too many instruments here. Let's see. Let me find out. Coming out of our shells tour. Who had what instrument? We're going to find out. Oh, man. Mikey definitely had a saxophone. Well, what is this shit? Where is it? What did I do? Oh, okay. They gave him like a keyboard or something. I don't know. I'm done with that. No, it's not even a keyboard. It's like a synth pad or something. I don't know. Get this shit out of here. Okay. What do you think about the rumored Switch Pro coming out early 2021? I use my Switch so much that whatever upgrade they can make to that, you got me. I have no problem doing that. I even swapped my Switch for the when they made the battery better. I did that because you could. I think at the time, what was it? You could like sell it at GameStop for like $220 or something like that. So it was like $80 to have a brand new, twice as good battery on the Switch. It was like, yeah, I use mine enough. That was like an even trade though. I got a lot for my Switch. I don't remember, but I barely had to pay anything. Let me see. What did I miss here? Have you ever returned a figure that was a big turd or advertised as one thing and was awful when it came? The only thing I can think of recently, there was one, I didn't return it, but I didn't like it, was they did Play Arts Kai Joker from Arkham Asylum. And when I got it, it was like, he looked like a shitty scarecrow. Like, it just looked bad. The only thing that lately I did return was actually... Hold on. I gotta get these hands out. Uh, Speaking of turtles, they did the full size Casey Jones mask. Like they did a replica of the mask because they did a great job. They did the mutagen canister and it was fantastic. But they put out the Casey Jones mask, and I thought, oh, that'll be kind of cool. And in all the shots, it looked real like weathered and like it looked like a prop out of the movie. And then when it came, it's just white plastic hockey mask. It was just like, no, all right. You know, it was like $50 or something. I was like, I'm good. So I sent back. I just didn't feel like I needed that. Actually, might want these hands after all. How do you store little pieces from figures like extra hands and props? I got a big, I have like big ass Ziploc bags in storage that like have like a year written on them, and I just throw them all in there and zip them up. And I'm pretty good at finding, oh, I need another head for Rei Ayanami. I'll just go in there. Ever watch an interview with an actor and find out they don't have an American accent? Just found out Toni Collette is Australian. I did not know she was Australian. What the hell? That's news to me. Like everyone in Boardwalk Empire. Like I watched an interview with the cast and it was like, oh, literally everyone in the show is British. It's like, are there any American actors in the show? Um, who else? What else? I'm trying to get him to hold this damn saxophone. All right, we got the sax in. Am I going to get those Ava plug suit and Androids? Yeah, I already pre-ordered a couple of them. They got me. They got me on that. If they do another Sopranos con, would you be interested? Yes. I wanted to go last time, but I wanted to see how it went first. You know, because you never know. With first-time cons, they can collapse, but no, it looked good. It looked cool. Yeah, I don't want to finish the Lego. I had the Lego Tron figures. I'm like ready to toss it. I'm not ever gonna put that together. Oh man. Okay. So he's got the sax. Good with that. All right. But will he stand up? That's the question. Oh my. We keep telling Johnny to finish it, but he's scared I'll get mad. I will not get mad. I think he can't find all the pieces to it. That's what I think. Oh, dude. Dude. I think, oh, yeah, dude, there's a thumbs up hand in here. I'm gonna give Michelangelo the thumbs up. Thumbs up, baby. Oh, man. There he is with the sax and a thumbs up. Ocean dub or Funimation? Um, Ocean dub. I like Funimation, but that dub is best. If you're gonna do a dub. Okay. Now let's give Donatello his keyboard. What is the best live show you've ever seen? There I could give the default answer. Like Paul McCartney, it's like, okay, cool. But in terms of like, but you go in like, yo, this concert, I'm paying to see a Beatle. It's going to be good. It is good. In terms of like, what is this? Oh my God, that was incredible. I actually think the Japanese group Perfume, that last show I went to in LA that they did was unbelievable. The lights and the entire presentation was like, oh my God. It was so bombastic and visually and audibly loud. It was incredible. So that's one of them. Perfume from Japan. ELO was really good. Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, maybe those. But you know what else was really good? Like a really good live show? Like my favorite of last year. I went to a lot of concerts last year. And you know what was maybe my favorite was The Lonely Island. Believe it or not. Like they had all their video shit flying in between all their musical bits. Like it was great. It was really, really good. Okay, there we go. There's Donatello with his shitty keyboard. Okay. Yeah, Bash Brothers was great. Sorry. Okay, who is this for? This is for Leo. Thank you, Man Spider, for subbing. Appreciate that. Here is I think this is a bass guitar. It cracked me up in the video. They would just play one string. Just one string on this bass guitar. Thank you, Detective X, for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you. Did I ever see Hatsune Miku live? No, the one time that they played Anime Expo, it was during our panel. So I remember we had like a CGI character in our intro that we tried to. The gag was that we had a Japanese virtual idol ourselves, and it was just this ugly CGI guy. I don't know where that video is. I have that intro somewhere. I should put that up somewhere or something. But anyway, no, I never got to see Hatsune Miku because it was during our panel. Man, maybe I should boil these figures. Man, this is kind of hard to... I think I got it, though. There we go. He's got the base. How the hell did you memorize the Blade 2 review you did for the last Flame War Theater? I was on a lot of trips leading up to filming that. I'm trying to think of... I think we had gone to Japan, Florida. Did we go to New Zealand during that? Before filming that, I mean? I can't remember. Maybe. But I had so many flights that I would just sit on the flight and read it over and over and over and over again. And I memorized, I was like, I did plays in high school and stuff, and I memorized pages and pages of stuff. So I just treated it like that. But it was awkward because I was in a habit constantly of just repeating it to myself. And I would forget how it sounded, or I would forget what the words meant, because after a while you just hear words. You forget what they mean. And so, I would be saying stuff to myself on a plane. I'd be like, and smiling like the wet-chinned thigh splitter he is. And people would be like, what? Because, and I'd be just whispering to myself, Guillermo del Toro loves the clit. The audience, or whatever, the audience is the clit. And he is, stuff like that. I'd be just like murmuring that to myself. And so I'm sure, people would, don't engage eye contact with that guy. Or maybe I look cool. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. Was it louder than playing your DS on the back of a bus? Okay, excuse me. That did not happen. That did not happen. It was a PSP. It was Wipeout on PSP. The NECA Halloween 3 3-pack. Yeah, the Halloween 3 figures they did are really cool. I love those. Did we film any of the live shows? Those were great. I think we filmed them all, or at least some of them. We did get full shows, because it broke my heart. I really I remember wanting to film the LA shows, because those were the first ones we did last summer, a little over a year ago. A lot over a year ago, year and a couple months. We filmed the entire live show, or we wanted to, but they were the LA, go figure, is weird about filming stuff, or they all want money or something like that. So we didn't. Then you go to the East Coast and nobody cares. Yeah, film it. Yeah, go ahead. Great. So that's what we did. We filmed all the East Coast shows. The LA show was a year ago. The LA show was late June 2019, so it was over a year ago. One of my favorite projects from like anyone is the unboxing ring and what it turned into. What gave you the inspiration? Oh, did you have a plan from the beginning, or was it the original bit, F1 that turned into that crazy finale? It kind of just evolved over doing it. Like the first couple times, it's just like, heh. And then after a few, I was like, it'd be cool to kind of like dovetail it into this. I can't, just the way that I am, I can't leave anything alone in terms of like, how do I say this? I don't know how to word this properly. I am not good at writing just normal stories or coming up with normal ideas in terms of like, a couple people talking or a regular drama about this, or some other thing. You know, like I just am not good at that. It always has to be go weird or go sci-fi or something like that. I think I just deal better with stories that go into metaphor rather than are just a straight drama or straight comedy. Do you know what I mean? And so it was like, how do you end the unboxing ring? And I just thought, well, you have to do something that is not expected from where it would go. You know what I mean? You have to go weird with it. And so that's just what happened. Seeing us in DC was amazing. Thank you for coming out to that show. That was a lot of fun. DC was cool. We I speak a lot about the East Coast tour because it was like the only positive week of this year. PAX was fun. That was fun too. But even at PAX though, was the virus was around and we were like, should we be here? Anyway, but that tour was great. DC, DC was a lot of fun. What's going on here? The DC show, I really liked that venue. It was a really nice venue. Really cool. And the hotel they put us in was like a brand new one right on the water, and like they were like, yeah, no one's I guess we came at a dead time. I guess Christmas break had ended and all that stuff. So we got there and they were like yeah, so we just put you in our nicest room because no one's staying here. It's like, what? So we stayed in like they gave us a couple of their like corner suites, and then but you could open the door and connect them all. So we had like the whole chunk of this building was ours. It was awesome. That was the nicest place we stayed. And then when we did the show in, where was it? Was it North Carolina or something? The next, whatever it was, the next day was the worst place we stayed. It was like it was a place that all these venues recommended. Like, oh, you'll trust me, put them up here. And then we got there and it was like, yeah, this. I'm worried I'm gonna get stabbed. It was like, it was bad. It was like, if you're constantly asking, are these blood stains? You might not want to stay there. But anyway, but DC was incredible. Stayed at a nice place in New York. That was nice. New York, really, I'd never been to New York, and that really left an indelible impression on me. I mean, I love New York. I heart New York. Okay, there's Raphael with his guitar. So that's all of them. Never back down, never give in. Anyway, I don't know if I could move to New York. That would be a tall order for me, but I really loved my time there. Who do you like staying with in hotel rooms with the boys? Hold on. Is this supposed to be a pizza? Fuck is this? They've included pizza accessories before in like other turtle figures, and they're way more detailed than this. What happened here? Is this supposed to be something else, like a drum head or something? Stop! Hey, what did I fucking say? Jesus, are you kidding me? Anyway, right? What is this? Like it's like a coin or something. Like, really, this has to be something because they've included pizza stuff in the other things, and it's all detailed. They could have just thrown one of those in. Oh, there's an accessory. There's accessories here to put on their eyes, like a star, like a kiss style thing. Can you see that? It's like a star. Who's messaging me? All right. Who's got them? Okay. Okay. It was from the original concert, like a foam disc pizza prop. Yeah, they did throw those. You're right. That's cool. Will you get a new comfy cast once travel resumes? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. How do you fit this in the homeboy's eye? I'm trying to wedge this in his eye, damn it. Just makes him look like a serial killer. Look at that. It doesn't even look like it's on his eye. It looks like he got stabbed. New creepy old crypt. We were just talking about that because, yeah, we kind of, we were expecting the parks to be back at this point, but they're not. So, yeah, we just kind of let it lapse, but I think we came up with an idea to do a new one, and I think we're going to do it soon. So, creepy old crypt will be back very, very shortly. There we go. See, now we got a star on Michelangelo's head. That one works. That one's good. Maybe I put the other one in the wrong way. It looks like California is going to get Nintendo Land before Florida now. Yeah, I agree. Because Florida was going to have it in they were getting a new park called Epic Universe. Epic. And that's like canceled or something now. California was just going to throw it in their existing parks. That's already happening. Oh, I didn't answer the question. Who in the Mega 64 boys would I sleep with, or what was it? No, in the stay in a hotel with. Who would I stay in a hotel with? I don't know. This just looks like it just looks like he took a shot in the eye. You know what I mean? I don't know. That one seems weird. Whatever. I'll keep it. Okay. There's pros and cons to everyone. If you're going to stay in the same hotel room as someone in Mega 64, there's pros and cons to everyone. And I'm going to tell you, and I got them too. I'm not as perfect as I may seem. You might be watching this thinking like, flawless. No, I've got flaws too. Yeah. Yeah. So, Sean... I feel like your friends aren't friends unless you've been annoyed with each other at least once. Yeah, of course. That comes with the package. So, pros and cons to staying in a hotel room with anyone. Sean is a super... I'm going to give pros and cons for both. Or for everyone. Sean is extremely considerate, clean, doesn't get up in your shit, like he leaves such a small footprint. In fact, if there's limited beds, he's like, nah, I already set up a sleeping bag in that corner. He's no fuss, no muss, with that stuff. He's great. So if you want someone considerate, there's your guy. However, cons, he goes to bed early. He's like, oh, it's 8 p.m. Well, I think I'm going to hit the hay soon. What do you guys think? And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably be doing stuff till like 3 a.m. I don't know. So he goes to bed early, but most of the time he sleeps through. If you're still up doing stuff, he might just sleep through it. Which leads me to the reason why he can sleep through it is he sleeps, I'm telling you, like almost every time I've ever seen him asleep, he sleeps with headphones. AirPods or earbuds or whatever, and he'll be listening to Howard Stern shows through the night, which I don't understand that. And sometimes when I'm going to bed, he's playing them loud enough that I can hear them. So I'll be laying in the same room and I'm hearing like, Robin, I heard today, someone took a photo of Orlando Bloom's penis. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, if I had a cock like that, I would show whatever, And it's like, can we mute that? Are you asleep? Can I mute that or what? I just need to no. But in the last couple of years, I sleep with earplugs. I found that I like it. I don't hear anything, and I like the sound. It's like the sound of my own. I can hear my own like heartbeat almost, and it's like I go into this. I sleep way better, so I sleep with earplugs now, so that doesn't bug me as much. But anyway, there you go. There's the pros and cons. Sean's very considerate, but he's going to bed early, which might be kind of annoying if you're staying in there and maybe you want to get the party going. He's been asleep since 7:45 p.m. So it's give and take. Okay. Derek is also clean and doesn't want a fucking mess. Don't make a mess in the, whatever. So if you don't want to slob, you're good. And he's pretty considerate, with that stuff. However, Derek will wake up in the middle of the night upset about shit or has he'll think there's he'll think there's a snake. Did I just see a snake over there? What is that? Oh, it's nothing. Okay. And it's like, well, you just woke everyone up to. Okay. So he's probably the most down in terms of he's very versatile. He doesn't go to bed at a weird time. He's down for whatever. He's good. But he'll get up because something wait, did we do this? We did? Okay. And it's like, well, that I just woke up everybody. And sometimes he'll want to go out late. Sometimes it's we did a whole convention and maybe he wanted to go see some comedy show. Yeah, I'm not doing that. We did this con all day. I'm going to bed. So he might come back kind of late and whatever. But I'm up late too, so it's not really that big of a deal. So there's pros and cons of that. Garrett is again very considerate. I like staying with Garrett because he's always down for whatever. Is there something going on late? I'll stay up for that. Or likewise, hey, we're at this con. Well, hey, we don't ever get a chance to look around the con. If you want to wake up early and look around and check stuff out and maybe hook up with this one game developer company and whatever and play this game early or whatever, he's down. He'll do whatever. So I like that. He's very considerate, very organized, very clean. That's important. However, Garrett has spent on the con side. Garrett has spent years working. He worked construction for years. He worked, doing electrician stuff and all that. He wakes up at 5:30 in the morning. Or 6, whatever. And every time I've ever stayed in the same room as him, his alarm that he would set for that time at home, he never turns it off. He does, he forgets or whatever. So it'll be oh, we're out until 3 a.m. doing this thing. And then you go to bed, and then at 5:30 a.m., you'll hear, love you, Steve, love you, Mike, love you, Steve, love you, Mike, or whatever. You'll hear some, Jefferton alive, some Tim and Eric shit. And it's dude, I was trying to sleep in, please, oh my God, turn that off. That has happened 100,000 times. So there you go, pros and cons on that. Sorry, I'm going on a long time about this topic. If you guys want me to move on, that's fine. I'm gonna open this. I've got. Let's see. I've got Japanese Spider-Man. No, I might bring that home. I'm gonna open this this carbonized Darth Vader. Anyway, oh no! I've got Jackie Chun. I want to open that. Hold on one second. All right. SH Figuarts Jackie Chun. I've been meaning to put this on my Dragon Ball shelf over here, so I'm gonna open this. Anyway, there you go, Jackie Chun. They put it on the box as Jucky Chun. Anyway. Okay, so. What was I saying? Oh, okay. Kevin. Futureprobe still going? Good lord. It's been an hour. Staying with Kevin, Kevin is probably the most considerate, like the most like, hey, you know, I'll take this space, don't worry about it, take this, do that, you know, oh, there aren't enough beds, I already brought an air mattress. Half the time he'll sleep on an air mattress no matter what. You know, most considerate, just absolutely, you know, polite about everything. But takes a long time in the bathroom. He takes a long time. I'm just being on. I mean, this is no disrespect to Kevin, but he takes the time to look good, and you know, and he'll be, you know, he takes a shower every day, which do you need to? I mean, you know, every day, really, just once a week, right? Gets it done. No, but the most I could say is like he will, you know, I think he does like contacts or something. I think he does. He has all kinds of stuff where he takes a long time. So that's the most I could say. I would say generally I would most like to stay with him or Garrett. I don't know. Everyone's fine. But sometimes I won't stay with Garrett because I know the alarm is gonna go off early in the morning. If it's an event where I know I'm gonna be doing stuff late a lot, I might avoid that just because it's like, I'm telling you now, please turn that alarm off, and you know, maybe I don't want to risk it or something. I don't know. But in general, like Kevin or Sean, you know, but likewise, if I think I'm going to be doing stuff late, I might not. I don't want to wake up Sean, so maybe Derek, maybe Garrett. I don't know. Any of them are fine. There's really no one that's like an asshole. Now me, I'll turn it back on me. I'm trying to think of anything good. Trying to think of anything good. Like, why would you want to stay with me? I make a big mess. I make a huge mess because typically I bring so much stuff. And I am going to open this, by the way. I bring so much stuff on any given trip that I'm constantly, you know, I'm the one that brings all the camera gear and the this and the that. I bring all that stuff. And so a lot of times it's like all ripped up. Like I got all the camera accessories out and the laptop and the this and that and, you know, all that. And then, you know, whatever. I just kind of, always have stuff. Or if we have costumes for something, it's that. With me comes all of the like Mega 64 stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna, you know, my room is probably, if we're gonna edit a video, everyone's gonna pile into my room. So there's gonna be everyone's stuff and all the computer stuff and the camera stuff and 8 pizzas boxes that we we ordered pizza because we were editing. You know what I mean? I feel like I kind of bring a tornado with me, so I could see that not being preferable. That being said, maybe my room's the fun room because everyone's hanging out there, but it's give and take. And then in terms of snoring, nobody here really snores too much. And I, to my knowledge, don't really all the time. I do if I'm on my back at all, I do sleep, but I never do. I sleep, I actually almost always sleep on my stomach, just kind of like that. You know, I don't sleep too much, except if I'm really tired, it's like I sleep harder. And I will snore loud, like I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, if I'm on my back, it's really bad, and it really is like if I'm in a deeper sleep or I need it, because sometimes we go on a trip and I barely slept the day before, I will snore during that. But then on normal nights, I don't think that I do too much. As far as I know. I could be wrong on that, but this is intel that I've been told. Okay, we got Jackie Chun open. I haven't stayed in a room with Eric in a long time, but we've already talked about this. Eric was totally cool, but then he would just speak. He would just talk in his sleep. He'd be like, "Yeah, I think Metal Gear Rising is going to be so sick." It's like, what? Were you talking to me? Brian, I don't, no real issues I can think of with Brian. Nothing I can really think about with Frank. I've stayed with all them. Who else have we stayed with? I can't really think of anything either way. I mean, with them, it was fine. But I haven't stayed with them the amount of times I have the other guys, so maybe that's why I don't have like a real detailed pros and cons list. You know what I mean? Johnny, I don't think I've ever stayed in a room with Johnny. I don't think so. How's Mitt Romney is? Oh, come on. Please. Saw him at a gas station. That's it. What's the most people you had sleep in a room? It was PAX. I can tell you, it was PAX East 2010 because they invited us to do the con, but we'd never done an East Coast con before. Any cons we kind of did at that point, we weren't like, we didn't really spend a lot of money to do, you know. San Diego Comic Con, we did pay for that booth, but there's no travel, you know, it's in our backyard, so we just drive over. And then PAX in Seattle, we were invited to. We didn't pay for any of that at that time. So PAX East 2010 was the first one that we had done on the East Coast, and it was like kind of run by new people, and it was different, and it was kind of like, you know, you guys can set up a booth here, but you know, like our travel was our, you know, obviously was our own problem, and we just didn't know. It's like, are we going to do well on the East Coast, or are we just like a California thing, West Coast kind of thing? You know what I mean? I honestly I didn't know, and it was really expensive to kind of put it all together. So it was like, I don't know what we're in for here. I think I'm gonna book just one room, and we'll see who wants to go. But everyone wanted to go, and then so it was like me, Derek, Sean, Garrett, and then we found out that Frank had a relative out there that was going to be able to help us bring all of our shipping, all of our merchandise that we were shipping, could help us get that in. Because that's something you have to consider, is like, how do you get that stuff, across the country and all that stuff. Well, he had someone who would help us receive it, get into the convention center. So Frank came along. He's like, yeah, I'll coordinate that, and I'll come with you. It was like, okay. So he was staying there, and then I think Brian, I don't remember if Brian was in the plan from the beginning or not, or if he had, I want to say he might have had like flight credit or something like that. It was like, I'd love to go, and it was like, okay. I don't remember how exactly that came to be, but so it was 6 of us. Typically the most we ever have or ever had at that point was like 4 in one room. Like, maybe 2 of us share, we each share a double bed or something like that. It's not ideal, but to save money in the past, we would do that. It was 6. I want to say there might have been one more person too. I can't remember. But anyway, that room was packed. I don't know. I know a lot of people do that for conventions and stuff, but I'd never done that, to have that many people. It was a small room. It was that many of us. But someone I know was I found out, like, once I was there, they basically told me they had their own room, and it was like, I think I'm going to stay there. And so I didn't stay in the packed room every night. I was able to, I take up a lot of room, more than the others. So I was able to escape a couple times, but that was the most it was packed. And I think after that, we did so well at that PAX East. I think at that point, it was our most successful convention. We do really well at PAX East. And, so after that, it was like, look, we did well enough. From now on, we can actually get like multiple rooms. So that's what we did. And for some reason, PAX East is really one of our biggest ones. The East Coast is really happy to see us when we show up at PAX East, and I'm very, very happy about that. No, it was not Mitt Romney. Get over Mitt Romney, okay? I saw him, you didn't. Get over it. Get over it. Okay, go. I don't know what these I appreciate that they do these SH figure arts, but the figures are expensive. Like, this really isn't that big, and then he comes with like 600 hands. You can't even see it, but whatever. It's like, maybe I don't need so many hands. Just give me like 2. Yeah, the East Coast does love us. I really appreciate that. We get such a great reception out there. Did I open PayPay? Yeah. Where the what? Where the fuck is Tao Pai Pai? I didn't even think about that. What the fuck? I haven't seen Tao Pai Pai in like a month. Is it still on the podcast set? Oh no, I'm scared. Anyway, somebody asked in the chat a minute ago, What was the worst place we had a? Is that what somebody asked? What was the worst place we had a booth? It was a good question. I'm gonna change his face. He's got like a serious face right now. Wish the autofocus even half worked on this camera, but I think I'm gonna give him this like crazy old man. Is that? Drive to the set stream? No, I'm in my office. The set is just like out there, so I'll walk out there and I'll figure it out. Do I have Kid Goku? Of course I have Kid Goku. He's right over there. What was the worst location you got a booth? You know, every year at PAX East, we've always kind of been in the corner, and every year people are like, dude, did you see where your booth is? Oh my god. Dude, you guys got fucked. You're in the corner. And we do better and better every year. Like, it does not matter. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I was hearing weird noises out there. So that doesn't really matter. It looked like a bed was behind me. No, this is a seat. This is my office. That's a seat, son. Anyway, so yeah, being in a corner, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter at all. I will say the worst placements we've had though were PAX in Seattle one year was in the past, for the past, like, I don't know, 8 years, 9 years, they moved us up into there's a main show floor of PAX, and then there's an upper floor where there's like indie games and smaller stuff. They moved us up there like 8 or 9 years ago. And when they did that, it felt like, oh no, like we're away from all the big stuff. Like, they shoved us up into the attic. Everyone was throwing a fit about it, but we did way better up there because I feel like we're away from the commotion, you know, and we're kind of like, I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond. You know what I mean? Like, so they moved us up there, and it was just like, it was way more quiet and way more like, oh, I can like look at all this stuff, no pressure. Okay. So I thought it was better, but a lot of people were still throwing a fit. Like, I think I want to say, I'm not, don't quote me on this, but I want to say some of the other guys felt like we should be on the main floor. We should be on the main floor. I know a lot of our fans were like, why aren't you on the main floor with everything else? And so after a few years, I want to say 2012 or so, they moved us back down to the main floor, and we were next to like Sony or something. Like, we were in between like a big Marvel thing and a big Sony thing. And that was maybe the worst placement we've ever had, because it was like all these gigantic, it made us realize how big the main show floor had gotten. And we were just a little puny thing in between them. It was us and Rooster Teeth, and we both did terrible that year. I was like, you know, we didn't have nearly as many people come to our booth, and it's like, yeah, because I don't think this is what you're looking for on this floor, you know. But we were sandwiched in between the biggest booths ever, and so yeah, I think that was the worst. But I will say that last year at PAX West, we weren't in the best spot either. We do really well on that top floor, but this last year they opened up like a new room on the top floor, and they put us all the way in the back corner of that room, and we couldn't get like cell reception. It was, I don't ever mind being in a corner, but it was like way deep in a corner. I mean, it was like you couldn't communicate on your phone. It was like upper floor in a weird area that in past years had been closed off. So yeah, I didn't care for that. And I was already in the works on trying to make sure we weren't there this year. But this year didn't happen, so it didn't work out. Or so it did work out, I guess. I remember one PAX East, they put you guys in a corner next to a literal dumpster. Don't remember that ever happening. Um, Worst booth neighbors. Worst booth neighbors. That's a good question. There was one. There was one company that was putting out like a Marvel. I don't even remember the name of it. Yeah, Rooster Teeth. It was Rooster Teeth. No, it was they were putting out some kind of Marvel MMO or something. It wasn't NCSoft, was it? No, what was it? I don't remember. But it was they were on a megaphone like the whole Marvel Heroes, maybe that's what it was. But they were on the megaphone the entire. There's a rule at Comic-Con against using megaphones, and they just ignored it. They were like, fine us. Hey, everybody, go to the Marvel Superhero stage. You're going to be your greatest heroes. And it was just like, I don't mind doing that for a minute, but man, all day, every day was like, and it backfired because people were staying away from their booth. It was so annoying. We watched them over the course of the con. Like, people weren't coming into the booth. And then one day, Stan Lee did a signing of the booth, and seriously, no one was in it. Stan Lee was just sitting there, so we got him to sign a Sexy 64 poster. It's in our studio. Anyway, so that was bad. There was a booth at Crunchyroll Expo that had a. It was like these guys did their own anime, like they wanted to kickstart it or something, like their own animation, and they had like a 15-second demo of what it would look like, and they played that 15 seconds over and over all day long. Now, we have a video loop at our booth, and I always make it as long as possible, because it has a psychological effect on you if you hear it over and over and over. So the reel that plays at our booth is like half an hour at least, or more. So that way you only hear it, in any given day, 16 times? A 15-second video? How many times do you hear that in a 10-hour day? And it had like a rap track underneath it. So it kept going, yeah, we're going, you and me, and then you'll always see there's beauty in the belly of the beast. It kept saying that. There's beauty in the belly of the beast. Over and over and over and over. We were just like... They were good guys, though. They were good people. They weren't, bad. So I hesitate to even mention that, but that was... The experience was... I'm over it. And you gotta down to the feet, and then you gotta remember the beauty in the belly of the beast. We kept hearing beauty in the belly of the beast. I don't know if it ever got kickstarted, to be honest. Yeah, so they were bad. I'm still thinking about bad booth neighbors. There's a collective of webcomic artists that has been near us at Comic-Con like every year. And they're okay now, but some of the artists that used to be at that booth were like, if we were playing music too loud, they would walk into our booth and unplug it. Like, bro, just ask us. It's really not a big deal. Just ask us to turn it down. But I don't think they're there. Like, I don't think those people are there anymore. I haven't seen them. But for a while, they were the worst. For a while, they were the worst. Because they would just try to fight us instead of like, yeah, it was bad. They pissed me off. But like I said, I don't think they're there anymore. Best booth neighbors are Killer Pumpkins. They're next to us at Comic-Con every single year. KillerPumpkins.com. Everyone should go buy some artwork from them. Okay, so I got his, like, oh, face. I don't know if I should. Oh, it comes with a microphone to sing into. Well, maybe I'll do that. Um, it's people screaming outside. Hold on one second. It's a huge fight or something. I don't know. Any chance 64X will be an annual thing? Yeah, I think there's a good chance because that was too cool. That was too fun. I can't see that we wouldn't want to do that again. That was like one of the most that was like one I don't know how to say this. That was like one of the most successful things I think we've ever done. In all honesty, it really was like we had tons of viewers on Twitch, like for a first time event. Throughout the day, we had thousands of viewers on Twitch. It was hours of entertainment, and I think it all went really well. And like, we sold so much merch and stuff like that. Between, like, on every category, creativity, fun, but also, like, you know, on the business side, we sold a lot of stuff. That's always good. But when you add all that together, it's like that was kind of like one of the biggest things. It was kind of the one for us on our end. That was an incredible success. So I'm glad you guys like that. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And considering that we really didn't rehearse it much, I'm very happy with how it turned out. Didn't we have another 64 live event? Yeah, we did Mega 64 Day in June, and that was another hit too. 64X I think was even better for us, but Mega 64 Day was still really good. A lot of fun streams, and we raised a lot of money for charity. Like we gave thousands to charity. You know, last charity and the NAACP. Like legal fund or whatever, you know, we gave a ton of money to. So that, you know, it was all really a great situation in that month and beyond. Have you considered a virtual game days? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Content of an expo for 64 Expo was good with the current world climate. Yeah. I agree. You know, and I think we kind of discovered a new kind of art form with that too. You know what I mean? Like that was so much fun for us. Like I don't know. I just feel like Mega 64 is always in a state of changing what our goals are and what we really want out of it. You know, and I think that's why we've been around as long as we have. Is we listen to our heart kind of, and sometimes I don't know, maybe from the opposite side it looks kind of like you know, whatever, but on our end we're always chasing what we feel like is right rather than what someone's telling us is, you know. And you know, sometimes people tell us like an insult. I get people have been people have been plenty insulting during it's funny because you'd think like during the pandemic we'd be all kind of like in it together, and I do feel that way when I stream with you guys. You know, you guys have been great, but you wouldn't believe how much kind of nasty stuff is sent our way during this time by general audiences. Everyone's very you know, and I don't hold it against anybody. It's like kind of a powder keg situation. Everyone's just bottled up and like you know, like I get that. I'm that way, you know. Little things have pissed me off a lot in recent months. But one of the things that I hear a lot when people really want to try to be nasty to us is they try to point to our YouTube like, look, you're not big on YouTube anymore. You're not even, you're nothing. Look at this, and it's like, I just feel like that's not even what this isn't, we're not playing that game. Like, we know if we did, we did a Death Stranding video around Christmas. We knew that would be big because that's making Death Stranding real. A lot of people are going to click that. We did it. Making Untitled Goose Game, make that real. We did it. Untitled Goose Game has millions of views now across all platforms. If we just did that, we would get a ton of views. That's not what I guess what makes me sad is like people don't think that we know this. Like they think that you just, oh my God, you're failing. But we're not playing that game. It's, we did that, the 64X stream, and just by accident we discovered like, wow, this was like doing theater all day. Or even our live show. We did our live tour just because, this touring group reached out to us and they were like, if you guys want to do a tour, we'll facilitate it. Okay. Other than that, we had complete freedom. And so we just kind of said, let's try it. And it was like some of the most fulfilling shit we've ever done. Like doing that East Coast tour this year was like one of the best weeks of my entire life. And so, when people point to, oh, look at your YouTube, you're not even, you're dying. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like I've had some of the most fulfilling days of my career in the past year or two. I don't know. Like we'll have like I'll have some of the most fulfilling, creative, successful days. Like 64X is a great example. And then people will tell us that we're dying or whatever, and I'm just like, oh man, you're looking at like 2006 metrics. Like you're not. I don't know. But we've never just relied on YouTube. We never have. I will say I regret. The one thing I wish what was going on right now is I wish we were pumping out more big videos just to have them. Like, I do think, we want to deliver good stuff to all the things that we're involved in. And I do think YouTube did get neglected this year just because we haven't been able to get big crews together. And, I do want, there's a particular, we have a couple videos in the works right now. One of them is a big one. And I think it would have been done a long time ago had this not all happened. So I'm bummed about that. But when people are like, oh, wow, you're just doing, the only thing I want is for you guys to feel like you're getting stuff and you're entertained and, you're getting a good end of the deal. That's all I care about. And I do know that sometimes there are people who are like, I only care about your YouTube skits and stuff that you upload and you're kind of leaving me high and dry. So I get that. But that's us failing the connection to you. That's not us failing to everyone. I don't know. Some people don't care. They'd rather watch streams like this or I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff. I don't like to pigeonhole any one thing. So yeah, that's one. We always make jokes about Rooster Teeth, and we clown on them, but really a couple pieces of advice that they gave a long time ago was two pieces of advice that or I don't know if they were pieces of advice, but just things that they said that stuck with me from Gus and Jeff from Rooster Teeth. I love the OG guys from Rooster Teeth. And I remember Gus said, where you build your audience, that's where they're going to be. He's like, if you go all in on one thing, that's where they're going to be. And it's totally true. There are people who only focus on YouTube. YouTube's my thing. I'm a YouTuber. Oh, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. And that's where their audience is. And then you try to get them to do something that's not on there, and they're not going to do it. That's it. there. No, no, I'm on YouTube. I'm here. You know, we've always tried to be on everything and do all kinds of different stuff. I guess I think the one thing I'm envious of them with is roosterteeth.com is like really that's where all their fans go. I do wish mega64.com would be more of that, where there was a strong reason to just go there for all of our stuff. That's one thing they did very well, is they built a community and a site there. But I've been, but I that's a small complaint. We're on everything else, so I really don't have much to complain about. So that was one thing that they told us, and yeah, I can't, I have to say, like, there's people I know who are huge on YouTube and bigger than we ever were, that have told me in confidentiality. So I guess here I am being a good guy talking about it on a live stream, but that they sold shirts and couldn't sell one, or they try to set up some other kind of thing and no one goes. I could tell you about multiple YouTubers that could not move merchandise or whatever. We have a clothing company, like that's how much we want to diversify ourselves and put ourselves the most that we can into what we do. And that's what I think we do good. And that's terrible grammar, but even selling merch, it's not like enough to just throw a logo on it. Sometimes a logo is cool, but we put our same creativity into that. And we have a clothing company. I mean, like we invest in that just like anything else. But videos is where our passion is probably always going to be, or film, or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, that was one piece of advice that Gus gave, was like, wherever you build your audience, that's where they're going to be. Build it everywhere, they'll be everywhere, and that's what we try to do. But the other piece of advice was, I think it was Jeff, was like, I think it was back when the recession happened in like 2008. And I think Sean or somebody was like, I'm kind of nervous about this. What's going to happen to us? And I remember Jeff going, hey man, you don't have anything to worry about if you're in one of two businesses. Yeah. Booze and entertainment. If you're in booze or entertainment, you don't have anything to worry about. And that was honestly great advice too. It's like, when times are tough and the world is collapsing, do you really think no one's going to want either of those things? And I was really, really scared going into this year with with COVID and all that stuff. I was just like, what is going to happen when we were on the threshold of all the businesses closing and all of that stuff? I was honestly really scared. I think I even tweeted about it at one point. I was like, Animal Crossing was coming out, and I'm like, how can anyone enjoy a video game knowing they might not have a job tomorrow? Because I knew tons of people that were like potentially not going to be employed, and I wasn't even sure if we were allowed to continue, or either by the law or by, are people going to want to buy our stuff or do whatever. I knew people would watch our stuff, but all the different pillars we have. Well, what if, merchandise falls away and subscriptions to this or that or Patreon or whatever? And that did not happen. We have had such incredible support during all this. Not even support. I don't even want to call it that. People have just wanted to be entertained. So we had, our Patreon is doing better than ever. a lot of our stuff just behind the scenes has just been, again, when we did 64X, it's like people were thirsty for that. People wanted that. They didn't go like, oh, no, not now. People wanted that. We've been incredibly lucky. And again, you talk about I don't want to, again, being stuck to YouTube. I was really blown away to see one of the biggest channels that I know of where I've seen them do it. I don't think I want to name the channel. I was going to, but they're huge on YouTube. I mean, their stuff gets 20, 30 million views a video. Oh my God. And don't get me wrong, I want more views. You will hear us complain on the podcast about wishing we had more views. That doesn't mean, oh, we failed. It's just like, we just always want stuff we work on to be seen by the biggest amount of people. That's not crazy, But anyway, but these guys get millions and millions and millions of views. And I looked at their Patreon. They have a Patreon now because YouTube sucks. For in that regard, the ad situation is all whatever. They had a Patreon and they didn't have half of the amount of patrons that we have. I mean, not even half. One of the biggest channels, and they can't, it's like that their audience is there. They're on YouTube and they're not, and that's why I think that we're really lucky is that we just have, we've cultivated a fan base that isn't just the YouTube machine. You know what I mean? You guys aren't that. You guys are a living, breathing. not that anyone else's fans are not living or breathing, but yeah, it could be a younger fan base. It could be that. That could definitely be a part of it. But I don't think it's entirely that. I really think it. I think there's different types of fan bases. We've talked with people in the industry about it. There's different types of fan bases. And it really is, you can generate a very basic crowd or a really passionate crowd. I don't know how else to say it. It's like when Nintendo made the Wii, they were going for like the most basic crowd, general audience, and everyone went for it. They sold 1 billion Wiis, and then as soon as the smartphone showed up, they were gone. Oh, we'll play games on that. You know what I mean? But Nintendo has a core audience, and they never left, and they're still, around. I think that's kind of what we do, is we have an audience that's like, I don't know, we interact, we go out and meet them, we I don't know, it's a very different, it's not just the most I mean, and don't get me wrong, I would love to be in front of 1 million eyes, basic people or not. I a bigger audience to see something you worked hard on is awesome, but we've cultivated more than that in terms of the type of people watching our stuff. We've cultivated a real core audience. It's not just a bunch of eyeballs. Anyway, I'm rambling on and on and on and on. I think I've got him. Like, he's got, now I gave him a microphone. But I think I want to give him like a wavy hand, like Update on your guys' book. I think all the text is like edited. But I know there's another year where we want to tack onto it, because I think the book is going to be the first 15 years. And there's like a few things missing. We want to go back and insert some things that didn't get said, and then Garrett had a lot that he didn't quite articulate that I think are being like jotted down right now and put in there too. So, but yeah, it's slow, but it will happen. Okay, cool. I gave him a peace sign. That's looking great. Someone messaging me now? Yeah, that's looking great. Great figure. Were you able to find the Zeo Red and In Space Yellow figures at your Target? No. I didn't know they were at Target. As far as I know, yeah, some people were getting them early, but aren't they supposed? I think they're supposed to ship from Hasbro Pulse in like the next week, so I'll just wait. I don't care. The 64-day skate decks come in yet? No, I think we're still waiting on that. It was supposed to be last week. Honestly, we're kind of fed up with. I mean, everything's taking longer, but the skate decks normally took like 3 or 4 weeks to make, and it's been. I mean, we put that. I mean, you guys ordered those in June. And we're heading in September. We still don't have them. Like the COVID affected everything, but they said we were next on the list, so I'm hoping any day now we'll have them. That's pretty lame. And the shorts too took way too long. It's gonna be another couple weeks on those. We did not anticipate that. Are you going to watch Bill and Ted this weekend? I'm going to hold off because I think, I said it earlier, but I think they're going to play it at a drive-in here. And I think I'd kind of like to go to that. Especially if that snack bar is open and I can get movie theater popcorn. Oh. How do you manage work-related stress? Work-related stress. It's hard. If it can wait till the next day, sleeping on something really helps. Like, just go to bed, wake up, and it's like, okay, let's just get to it. If you can. If you can't, just go for a walk, get something to eat. Wait, what? There's an article here about Crunchyroll. Let's see what that's all about. AT&T wants 1.5 billion in Crunchyroll sale to Sony. I didn't even know AT&T owned Crunchyroll. AT&T is they want me to join to read the whole story. Nah, thanks. So Sony wants it. It could strengthen Sony's position in the niche market. It already owns rival anime service Funimation, so they would join with Funimation. Wow. Wow. Yeah, apparently they're balking at the 1.5 billion offer. That's yeah. Jackie Chun is looking good, by the way. I'm really stoked about that. I'm putting that up on the Dragon Ball shelf right now. Crunchy Fun, that would be good. Fun Roll. What? Oh, somebody said ideal in and out order. Ideal in and out order. I'm saying ideal In-N-Out order is ideal. I'm not saying this is the healthiest, but like, oh, what would I love? Ideal. You got to go double double. That's a double patty burger in case you guys, haven't been there. Double double animal style. Animal style is they grill it. I want to say they grill it with mustard or something. I don't. There's no mustard on the burger, but they grill it with that or something. Gives a little different taste, but I could be making that part up. But they put they do that, and then they put diced grilled onions on top of it. It's a double cheeseburger with all that, and animal style fries, which is they put fries in a cardboard thing, and then they put cheese and their special sauce, which is kind of like Thousand Island, but something in that vicinity on it, and then diced grilled onions on top of that. So those fries are amazing. That's like the best item there. And then I don't know, pink lemonade with it, because you get a drink with that, so you get pink lemonade. Oh, no. Get a shake, and you got to go with do you want a chocolate one or a vanilla one or a strawberry one? Neapolitan shake. They put all three. That's what you get. Ever have poutine? I love poutine. In fact, every time I go to Disney World in Florida, I don't know what it is. It's almost a tradition, but I get off the plane, I head in. I'll always go straight to Disney Springs, and they have a poutine stand or whatever there. And I always get, I don't know why, I don't even intentionally do it, but the first night of the trip, I always go straight for that, and I get a big bucket of poutine. And it's good. It's really good. But I had it when I was in Canada. I had to seek it down. It was so good. Oh, they do grill it with mustard. Okay. Yeah, there's no mustard on the burger, but they grill the burger in mustard. It gives it a little kick or something. I don't know. It's good. It's really good. Never had In-N-Out. I miss Five Gu's. How often do you go down to Walt Disney World? Since 2016. It's funny, I'd never been until 2016, and then I went in 2016, and it was like, well, this is a thing now. And I've gone at least once a year since that. A couple times twice a year. Yeah, Freddy's Steak Burgers is really, really good. What is this replying shit in the Twitch chat? Like, somebody responded. Oh, I get it. Does Costco in the US have chicken wings? Not to my knowledge. Yeah, the 80s Lucite fountain came back to Epcot. I thought that was really, really cool. How much did you pay for that portal gun? When it came out, it's funny because when that first went up for pre-order, I think it was gone in like 2 seconds. It went up on Amazon, and I had it. I don't know how I was on it so quick, but I want to say it was like not even $100, something like that. And then it was sold out in 1 second. Everyone threw a fit. They had no idea it would be such an in-demand item that then everyone then it like came back, but they were like, well, we already sold the all white version, so now it's a striped version or something. And it was like $150. Like, they raised the price way more. Because, we didn't know this was going to be big. Oh, is In-N-Out's Cocoa no good? I always wanted to try that. That's like their only new item in the last decade. Favorite games you played this year, and it doesn't have to be things released this year. Well, in that case, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. My favorite game of the year, I had a lot of problems with Last of Us 2, but that's still probably my favorite game this year, just because, you know, I don't know. That was still an impressive production, quite a bit. So I'll pick that. And what else? But I've really been enjoying the BioShock collection. There's things I think kind of both ways on it. I'm gonna do a video about revisiting the BioShock games. I'll go into it. Thoughts on the Halix documentary? That was great. Shout out to Matthew Serrano. That was a really good documentary about a band that played in Disneyland for one summer. It was great. BioShock 2 is underrated. You shouldn't skip it. I think I will play it at some point. I will play it. Yeah, what else did I play this year? Tsushima ended up being pretty cool, but I haven't played tons of it. I just haven't had time, but it ended up being pretty cool. What else? Catherine Full Body, I played on Switch. That was awesome. Did I see the Banksy Disneyland? Are you talking about Dismal Land? Because I did see that. Oh yeah, FF7 Remake. I had a lot of fun. It's FF7 Remake is weird because it was both cool and made me sad for the future of Final Fantasy. It was awesome and depressing. I don't know how to describe that. I enjoyed it, but it also felt like, man, we really will just never get one like the old days. That's over. They couldn't even end this without doing some weird anime thing. Or not anime. That's unfair. Kingdom Hearts kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that bummed me out. But I enjoyed the game. And I love those characters in that world, so I enjoyed it. FF7 remake, RE3 remake. Yeah, I didn't try that. I should. I keep hearing it's action packed and short, so I should do that. Anyway, well, Final Fantasy XIV's main story is hella good. Really? Well, I think I'm gonna dip out here. I've got all the turtles out. I'm gonna display them here. I got like the whole turtle cityscape above me. And how cool is this? I showed this on Twitter, but Platinum Games put out some stuff on Amazon Japan, so I ordered this, and it's a little acrylic stand figure of the Wonderful 101. I thought that was really cool, and they just had these laying around their PAX booth. Like, they weren't even for sale. They just had them. And this is what inspired us to do the Neuro. We saw this, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then they were like, yeah, these are kind of getting big in Japan. These types of acrylic figures like that. And it was like, oh, they are? That's getting big? Yeah. I was like, we should look into that. So we did it. This? I have this figure I need to give to a good home. Do I send it to the P.O. box for you? Let's see. I want to see what it is. That looks awesome. Yeah, send it to the P.O. box. If you're not joking. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But if you really have it and you want to send it to the P.O. box, I ain't going to stop you. Did I watch Evangelion Netflix? Yeah, I did when it came out. Yeah, that thing is huge. Oh my god. Any ideas for future acrylic figures? I got a few. But let me know if you guys have any. Did I end up passing on the HasLab Sentinel? No. No, I gave in. I gave in. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. This was fun, just chilling out. They edited the subtitles for the Netflix release of Ava recently? They did? I didn't hear anything about that. Podcast set acrylic figures would be cute. Yeah, that could be cool. Charm Girl, that'd be cool. Yeah. Those all would be good. Well, anyway, thank you guys. Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to chill tonight. I'm getting a bunch of stuff done. Anything you want to see in a future stream, let me know. I didn't want to do another video game because I did The Last of Us 2 all in a row at one point and trying to get away from that for a while. But maybe next week could pick up another game. I really want to play that Vader Immortal VR game, so I wanted to check that out. And I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I still haven't tried Fall Guys. I know people are enjoying that, but I know probably 8 billion people are streaming that. Yeah, I'm hoping too. There might be. I'm thinking there might be like an Apple event in the next couple of weeks too. So we'll probably stream that. And I don't know, whatever else. But anyway, maybe I'll go back to playing a game or something, checking out something next week. Anyway. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I want you guys to all have a very good night. Okay. Did we miss the Republican National Convention? That could have been good. Is that over? Damn. We could have streamed all that together. Blew it. Anyway. Oh, man. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have a good night.